What's going on, everybody? It's Ms. Mara, and today we have quick trip number 3 in European Truck Simulator 2. Today we are hauling a reservoir tank. Kind of disappointed that there's not like an extra piece or anything behind it, like an extra component or something, but you know, you can't hold. You can't use the whole trailer all the time. So it's gonna be a little over 500 kilometers. Long trip today. We're starting off pretty early in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning here in, where are we at? I think Kiel, something like that. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Let's go.
This is probably going to be the last video that I make before getting my webcam, because I really want to start using it, but I don't have it yet. As I've mentioned in the previous videos, that I'm still waiting on it. It should be here anytime though, because the tracking says between the 2nd and the 6th. So, unless of course the world starts to come to an end on Tuesday, then everything should be fine. And I should have it, and I should be able to start making videos with it. And when I do, I'll probably put it in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, because that's the only corner of the screen that isn't being used by something. You got the 2 mirrors at the top, and you got the map on the right, so it's got to go on the bottom left. But anywho, let's focus on the trip. Gonna be... Parking brake. I do that a lot. I forget that thing's on half the time. Gonna be shorter than the first video, but longer than the second video. Sometimes when you go to pick a job, you just don't have the right distance that you want sitting there, you know?
Turn right.
For these videos, I was thinking like somewhere between 400 and 600 for most of the videos, because of how long they would take to do. I was kind of hoping for one closer to the 400 range for this one, but I don't know. There wasn't, well, there was an option, but it was the same. It was the square tubing, the same thing we did the last one. I didn't want to have a repeat and make it feel like we were getting old and getting stale with the stuff. So I picked this reservoir tank that's got 500 and some kilometers, because the next one up was like 700 something, and that was too much. So I'm probably not going to talk as
Keep
much
left,
in this one,
and then turn left.
because I don't really know what I really
Turn
want to
left.
talk about right now. You ran the light, didn't you? Well, I guess if I do it, they could do it too sometimes. Go about 89, 90. Feels pretty safe. Oh, wait. No, okay, it does merge. I was looking for the arrows on the ground to show that that lane merged over and I didn't see them. But they merge. I love trips like this where you start off when the sun's just starting to come up, because you get that early morning like darkness, but at the same time it's going to get brighter really soon. So you get that nice, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. You get that nice dark sunrise thing, especially when it's cloudy like this. Oh, we gotta merge. Sorry. You know, it sucks. Merges in real life are like that too. Where sometimes, depending on traffic, you have to come to a complete stop. All depends. Especially if you're new to the area. Like if you and a couple other people just happen to be new to the area and you're not familiar with that intersection or that road merging, you don't like if you're from the area, you anticipate it. You know it's coming up. So you know what to do 3 blocks before you come up on it. But people that are new to the area may not know. So there's always confusion. I guess I'll get in the middle here. Gonna pass these guys very slowly. Is it safe to get over?
Keep left.
Yeah, I'd say we're good. When it comes to pulling in front of other cars, especially semi-trucks and stuff, even in real life, I try to give plenty of room. I don't like to just kind of all of a sudden pop up in front of somebody. Because when people do it to me, it's not very fun, you know? Usually what I do in real life is I'll wait until I see their entire vehicle in the rearview mirror. Like not just half the vehicle. Like once I see the entire vehicle in the mirror, then I feel like I'm enough ahead of them that I wouldn't just surprise them. Especially if it's a bigger vehicle. Say like a semi. And like there's a traffic light coming up, kind of. I like to give them plenty of room. So that way, if the light happens to change, they all of a sudden don't have to, because they would have to account for the distance from them to the light. But now that I'm in front of them, they have to account for that too. So, you ever watch those videos of people cutting in front of semis on the highway, like the dash cam footage from the semi, and people are like cutting in front of them,
Keep right, and then
just to be,
right.
just to be mean, just to be buttheads,
Exit right.
because they got nothing interesting going on in their life, I guess.
Turn right.
Sometimes it bites them in the butt, though. There's a lot of crash compilation videos of the semi not, like them brake checking the semi and the semi not being able to stop. And then they all, they act all surprised because they got hit, Sometimes I wonder if they do that to probably not very many of them, but I wonder if maybe there's a very small percentage of them that do it to try to claim insurance fraud. So they can get insurance money, maybe. But if there is a percentage of those people that do that, they're probably the same percentage of people that don't know that the semis have dash cams to catch what they did. So, who knows? Won't need to stop for fuel on this trip. Got a full tank. I think this truck has 1,000 liters of fuel maximum. And if I can get mostly highway driving, just like we're doing right now, where I'm not having to speed up and slow down constantly or having to go through, red lights and stuff a lot, or speed zone changes, if I can just kind of stay at this speed for most of the trip, this truck can go quite a ways on a single tank, or well, I guess a pair of tanks. It's got 2 tanks. That 1,000 liters of petrol, isn't that what they call it? Yeah, they call it petrol over in Europe. Instead of gasoline, like here. I heard a funny joke about that. This said only Americans would be dumb enough to call a liquid a gas. I never thought of it before, but I was like, you know what? That's true. That is true. Why do we say we're going to the gas station when it's not a gas? It's a liquid. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the 1,000 liters this thing holds can go quite a ways if I get to maintain these kind of speeds for most of the trip. But if I'm having to climb hills a lot, if I'm having to stop a lot, if I'm having to go through, slow down and speed up through a lot of roundabouts and things, not so much. And you know what? It's kind of funny because the total trip distance of this trip is longer than the last video, but it actually might not take us as long to do it because of the consistency in speed that we're being able to maintain. Instead of all the stopping and going and weaving in and out of small roads and things. Oh, I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I guess I could have just stayed where I was. Yeah, because we had 522 to go just like 10 minutes ago. Something like that. And we're already basically halfway done. I was thinking this was going to take us like a half an hour or more, but nope. Probably not. In fact, it might not. In fact, it might be almost the exact same length as the last one. Last one was what, like 26, 27 minutes? I don't know. Hey, that's cool. The hay rails up there. Kind of neat. I wonder if there's a wind farm somewhere. I've probably passed it if there is one. I've explored like 25-30% of the map, I think. The thing is that this isn't actually my first profile. I've been playing this game for a long time. Since like 2013, 2014. Well, no, maybe no, not that much. No. Maybe late 2015, early 2016. No. Late 2015, I think. Because I got this computer in 2015, and American Truck came out in like January, February 2016. And I played this before that, so yeah, had to be... Unless I played it on the computer I was using before this one. But I don't think so. But anyway, my first profile got corrupted because, like an idiot, I updated the game when I had a bunch of mods on it because I was very new to modding at the time. I had not really educated myself on how mods worked in any game, not just this game, but like with Skyrim or The Sims or anything. And I think it was a map expansion and snowy weather mod. And it made, the ground and the roads and everything have snow on them. And it was a really cool mod. I loved it. But then an update came out, and I didn't think about it. And I went to get into the game, and everything was red. Like a really bright red. Like anywhere that there would have been snow textures, it was like a real bright red. And even the sky, like the white part of the sky, like the clouds, was all red. And any kind of, basically any source of color that was white, whether it be headlights or white clouds or snow, anything that would have been white had turned reddish and pinkish. And it was basically unplayable, obviously, if everything's all red, like a real bright red. So I went to uninstall the mod, and then after I uninstalled the mod, I went to go back in the game, and it didn't want to load anything. It was corrupted. The file save was corrupted. And I didn't have a backup. I didn't have a backup on a thumb drive or anything, and I don't think I had any backup in the cloud or anything either. If I did, it would have been overwritten by the mod, long before the update, so that wouldn't have mattered anyway. So yeah, I screwed myself over. I was probably like level 60 something, I think. I had played it for a while. I had like, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 owned garages, lots of employees, millions and millions of euros and business funds. And it was all gone. So then I just pretty much played American Chuck for a while, which I was happy about at the time because I was wanting to play it anyway. I was getting excited for it. And I didn't go back to EuroTruck for a while. But then when I decided to go back to it, here recently, I decided I wasn't going to do any mods. Not a single one. I think on American Chuck, my American Chuck save, I have 2 mods. But they're through the Steam Workshop. They're not like third party from like a website or nothing. They're from the Steam Workshop. Like I think one of them is like yellow lights. Yellow lights take longer to turn into red lights, like by like an extra second or 2. And then another one, I don't even know if it works anymore, but it's still there. It like changes the way the headlights work in the game, so that way like the headlights have a little bit of a longer casting to them. They cast further out. But I don't even know if that's in effect anymore. But it hasn't corrupted anything. So I used to have other mods, but after I had my incident with EuroTruck, I was very careful. I didn't go to third-party stuff anymore. That was the problem with the EuroTruck one, with that snowy weather one. It was a third-party. That's probably what the problem was. If I had done exclusively Steam Workshop, that may not have happened. But I don't know.
Keep left, and then continue straight on. Go straight on.
I would hate to be in a position like that truck was just then, being forced into the turn lane when maybe he wanted to not be there. Like, that would suck so much. Like, what would you do? Because you couldn't slow too much down because you would clog up traffic. You couldn't speed up, so you'd be kind of screwed.
Keep left, and then
like I'm about to be here in a second. I just realized on the map that the lane's about to end.
Go straight on.
The game's always wanting me to get in the far right lane, though. Be better if I could just stay in the middle.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
Kind of like how 4th gear pretty much tops out at 100 in the blue area of the RPM meter.
Keep left, and then turn left.
It kind of makes 5th gear kind of useless, though. I only use 5th gear when I'm like using cruise control at
Turn
like
left.
70 or something. That's a very wide intersection. I keep wanting to go to 100, and I have to keep telling myself that I want to try. I want to try to be consistent and go like 10 over everywhere. It's hard to be that way. Because that is one of the few things, one of the very few things that I like about the American game more is that most of the areas, the speed limit's higher on the highway. Except California. California's like 55, which would be about 80 something. Like, actually, that would be about what we're doing now, about 89, 90, I think. That's what 55 miles an hour would be. So in California, this is basically the speed we'd be doing. But like in Nevada, I think it's like 80. Which would be... I don't even know what that would be in kilometers. It'd be over 100, though. I hit my brakes too hard right there.
Go straight on.
I noticed in some of the other videos that, including my test
Get ready
videos that I
to
made,
turn right.
that sometimes you can hear me shift. I'm on my shifter. But that's because my microphone is like right above the shifter.
Turn right.
I don't know if that annoys any of you or not. I think it
This
sounds
is where
kind of
it
cool.
ends.
Oh, brick wall, brick wall. Oh, you let me pick a second ago. There we go. Alright. Oh, this is an easy lot. I love these lots. They're very easy, very open. Plenty of room to maneuver around. Alright, lights on. I remembered this time. Oh, but I didn't remember to put it in reverse. I always forget something. Can't never just have a perfect day. It just does not exist. And I think we are good. Yeah, about the same amount of time on the trip as the last one, despite being like 150 kilometers more in total distance, just because of the speed consistency. Oh, I'm not completely straight. Oh well. You know, I mean, I don't have to be straight as much as the trailer does. The truck itself doesn't really need to be straight. as long as the trailer is. So, doop. So, yeah, I don't, it's just one of those days. I'm not really feeling a whole lot of things to talk about. But you know what? That's probably a good thing sometimes. Sometimes it's probably a good thing to just have the trip be the majority of the video, not necessarily the commentary. Some days if I got a lot on my mind, you know, I can pick a longer trip, maybe like 45 minutes to an hour, and, you know, go into deep discussions about things. But for the most part, I want to do quick trips between 20 to 40 minutes, in that range. So basically about half an hour. Which is why I want to pick between the 400 and 600 range. I feel like that's probably inappropriate. Although, if this trip was anything to say about it, the range should probably be more like 500 to 700. So, but anyway. Thank you for watching. And, you know, the whole like and subscribe thing, you know, I mean, I understand why people want people to do that. I mean, yeah, it helps. But it's kind of annoying when, like, almost every YouTuber you watch says like and subscribe, hit that like button to, you know, it's like, okay, we know what to do. Like, if we want to support you, if we want to subscribe, if we want to hit that notification bell, we know what to do. You know, unless you are getting on YouTube for the very first time and you have no idea what to do. You know, we know what to do. So, if you want to do that, you feel free. But I'm not going to pressure you. So, but I do believe that is the end of this video. The trip is done. The deed is done. So, have a good one. And goodbye.